Today I'm going to start taking this Simplicity 3212H apart. Hood was off. That's been off since I got the thing. It never had the original hardware holding it in. And then I figured that this steering wheel was going to be tough to get off, so I did work on that. A little cold here in the shop right now. Sitting just about over 32. I don't know if some of you have been following along. I got the 3112 there in the background. That's still a work in progress, but I want to try to get this one disassembled now and try to get some of this stuff off to the powder coater. I'd like to specifically get all the stuff that will become cream here first. If I can get more of it, I'd like to, but we'll see what I can get done here today and go from there. So first up, this morning we're going to get this front piece off. A couple bolts down here on the bottom on each side, one in the front. We'll get this off, and we'll see about getting the grill and the emblem out of the center there. Next up, before I take this off, I'm going to get these 3 bolts that hold these white side panels on each side. I'm going to take them out, get them off, and then we'll get this off all the way. Now that that's off, next up I'm going to get the little bolts here that hold the grill in, and I'm going to get the 2 nuts off that hold the Simplicity logo into the grill. Okay, I'm going to get the battery taken out of here, and then I'm going to work on getting this side panel off. The other side panel, that's already off because the gas tank was bad and whatnot, and the previous owner had taken that off already, so that's sitting around here somewhere. I'll get them off, and then I think we're going to start looking at getting some of the stuff here off the column and whatnot to try to get the steering out. So on the back side of the side panels, I see, at least on the back here, there are these keep nuts that are pressed into the slots there, so I will have to try to get those drove out. I see the other ones here are kept into the, I guess the firewall here. I'll worry about them when I get that far, but I'll get these here taken out of this. And then I think I'm going to get these gas tank straps taken out, and then we'll move on to the steering column here. So just want to do a quick video here for myself where this side panel goes. So the choke cable does come through just the very bottom edge of that side panel then. I'm going to switch gears here real quick. I'm going to get this seat unbolted that someone has put on, which I believe those are recliner springs someone's tried to put in here. So I'm going to get this seat unbolted, and then we'll see about getting the little bump stops here off, and then we'll maybe just get this rear deck completely taken off. So this might be some of the most redneck engineering I've seen in a while. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that these are recliner springs. I mean, they're even, I don't know why you would have left the cotton in here, but yeah, I have no idea. And that wouldn't give you much of a better ride on the lawnmower, I wouldn't think. But either way, I'll get these taken off. These will not be going back on. Seat pan is off, so now I'm going to get these bolts out here that hold these little rubber nubs and the latches that hold the seat down, and then I'll get these bolts underneath, and I'll get this whole sheet metal bracket taken off of the rear seat deck here. Now that the seat deck is off, I'm going to start in on the column here. So I'll get the hydrostatic control all disassembled off the side here. Looks like that's just one bolt here, and then let's see, probably a spring and a ball bearing up in here. So I'll get that off, and I'll get this little collar off of the steering shaft, and I think then it's just the bolts that hold it on. Okay, so the hydro control lever is all taken off. I got the collar off of the steering shaft here. So now I'm just going to zip out all these little 7/16 bolts that hold this column in. And let's see. Nope, I take that back. I got to get the choke cable choke cable here taken out, and I've got to get the amp gauge out here. So I'm going to get the choke cable and the amp gauge next, and then we'll get the bolts out for that. So just a real quick shot here down at this choke cable on how that goes into the choke there. I don't know if I can see that very good. There we go. Plenty dirty, but that is how that goes into the choke cable then. And a quick reference for myself in the future for how all the wiring here goes on the amp gauge. I see that thing is looking a little crusty back in there. One last thing I'm going to do here real quick is get this key switch taken out. Looks like just a 3/4 inch nut, so I'll buzz that off quick and get that out of there, and then I'll start working on getting this tower off. Okay, now I'm finally done with this steering column. Now I'm going to buzz the bolts off and get this taken out. Okay, steering tower's all off. I'm going to leave this snap ring into the shaft. That can just stay there. I don't see no need to take that off. Next up, I'm going to get the 4 bolts here that hold the firewall, battery, gas tank support in. Looks like a couple of bolts here to take the regulator out. I'll get them loose, get that separated off. Get them 4 bolts for the tower off and see if, the firewall piece, and see if that'll all come off then. And this is just a quick note for myself. There is one ground here that does come over to the top, so I will need to make sure that goes back on there. And so that spring goes around the nut here that holds this firewall in. I see there's another nut on there, so I need to make sure that spring goes back on there when I put it back together too. I think I will always be amazed by the amount of stuff that gets built up inside here, and I realize the mice, love this, but this is just a lot of dirt in this one. It just kind of surprises me. Anyway, with that firewall tower off, I'm going to get the drive shaft off here next. And hopefully that goes pretty good. We got that bolts there in that coupling, bolts here in this coupling. And then that might be it for my day. Drive shaft is out, so now it's time to work on this rock shaft. I think I'm going to start. I'll get this bracket here off, and then I'll see about getting the lift lever off. I'm not looking forward to that because I know what a bear those are to get off, but that's where I'm heading next. It turns out that bracket has to slide through that rock shaft, so next up, that set screw and try to get this off. Well, I'm going to admit defeat on this rock shaft for the time being. I cannot get anything here to budge, so I'll get a little bit of deep creep on here to see if that'll help anything out, and then come back another day. I guess if you enjoy videos like this, give a like and a subscribe if you'd like. Eventually this thing will be all tore down, repainted, and put back together. I don't know what the timeline will be, but that is currently the plan. We'll pick up next time, hopefully getting more of this rock shaft taken out of here. And moving on to whatever we decide to do next.